So this video is breaking news. Never before have we ever been able to see statistics on who's actually visiting our product pages from mobile devices or desktop. We just got generic data. That ends now because Amazon has broken out data so you can see who's searching on mobile and who's searching from their computer. But what's even more earth-shattering than this new information is how it's dramatically changed one of the key stats that you need to focus on with your business performance of each of your products. In this video, we show you how to access this new information, how to set up your report, how to understand this new earth-shattering data, and what you can do about it to make your business, to make your products, and to help scale your business. Let's do this. All right, guys, well, welcome back to Heist, the YouTube channel that deep dives into things to help you scale on Amazon. If this is your first time here, I don't know where the hell you've been under a rock, but we're happy to have you. If you want to see more videos like this, I drop them every single Monday, so go ahead and hit subscribe. And for all of my burly Heist veterans that come back week after week, comment, like, and support everything I do, including this video, thank you, it's much appreciated. So every once in a while, Amazon comes out with some really cool feature additions to either the reportings or the data views that they make accessible to Amazon sellers. And they've been doing a lot of this really over the last 6 to 12 months. And just this week, there was a really new earth-shattering development in the business report section within the Amazon account that actually enables you to toggle and add views on your actual product pages if they're coming from either a mobile app visit or if they're coming from desktop. This is super important because they're two entirely different experiences from a customer standpoint. The things that you see, the experience you have on your phone is way different on an Amazon product page than it is on the desktop. So understanding the proportion of visits that are coming from each of those types can really help you optimize, scale, and build your business around those visit types. So in this video, we're going to demo exactly how to set it up. We're going to look at some of the key data points that have shifted, and there's been a major change in conversion rate that's really going to, typically drop your conversion rate from 40 to 50% from what you saw in previous reporting. Hasn't changed your actual conversion, but the data is different, so we're going to get into that. We're then going to look at how things look on a desktop view versus the mobile app and the mobile browser page, just so you can see those differences and talk about how you may want to optimize for that. And then finally, we'll wrap this up by showing exactly how you can leverage this report strategically to build a better Amazon business. It's going to be quick, nitty-gritty, all value. So let's jump into my computer for a demo. Okie dokie. So this is where you're going to actually access and update this new feature of adding the mobile sessions within your dashboard. So if you come in here to the reports, business reports, you're going to get this, and then you're going to want to typically be on this detail page sales and traffic by child item section. And it's super simple. There's a little toggle here on the right. You just go ahead and go show hide columns. And all of these toggles here are what you would have typically seen before when you came into this report. However, there's a couple new interesting things, and this is where we really optimize and add these features around the mobile sessions. So right now we see the sessions total column here across these ASINs. You could add the mobile app, you could add the browser, and then the same thing down here below. And then you can basically see here that not only do we have this total sessions, but we can actually see here that this particular product had actually slightly more sessions on mobile apps. So there's just north of 7,300 versus this, which was 6,500. So a little north of half of the visits. And you can kind of see the total sessions across this entire catalog if you want to look at it as a percentage. But what's really interesting here is you can really look here and see, hey, do I have some mobile heavy SKUs? And we're going to get into why that's important when we break down the view of each of these and what you can do to optimize it. But just a quick demo, it's super simple to set up. Within a couple minutes, you can just hit those toggles. Now you have this additional data. If you wanted to download that CSV and kind of chop up the data, you could do that as well. One thing that's been really crazy about this whole thing, if you've looked in your Amazon report and you're like, holy, my conversion rate or my session percentage as Amazon looks at it is down by half. And here's why. If you look at this image here, this is the old session percentage and how you would calculate it. Historically based on the total sales or orders that include orders from everything. That's orders from mobile, orders from desktop, orders from pay-per-click, organic. That is then divided by the total sessions that are occurring on your actual product page. This figure historically for this product, I had 1,699 sales during this period, and I had 6,594 total sessions. So the conversion rate for this product, if I would have looked at this this report, say 2-3 days ago, would have been 25.77%, which for most e-com standards is dramatically high, right? Because typically you're going to see e-com anywhere from 3 to 7%. So what Amazon was doing, it appears, is counting all of the sales, mobile, desktop, pay-per-click, but they were dividing it by visits that only came from desktop and possibly pay-per-click. So they're leaving out all of those mobile app visits in the conversion rate. Here's the new calculation of conversion rates, and it really reveals how wrong it was historically with Amazon's reporting. And if you didn't know this, you might poo your pants because it's pretty dramatic downward shift. So again, it's the same sales number, $16.99. However, the actual sessions is more than doubled because of that additional mobile visits. So it's now 13,918 sessions, which includes not only that 694 desktop visits, it also includes that 7324 from mobile. So now the conversion rate is less than half of what it used to be. It's 12.21%, where it used to be 25.77%. You haven't gotten less sales in this. It's just a new calculation, much more realistic calculation with the new mobile sessions being added on top of this. So really key point here with this new reporting, in addition to just the really cool information that you can see across which ASINs are getting visits from different visit types. So let's jump into an actual Amazon product page, see how it looks on desktop, the mobile app, as well as the mobile browser, and then we'll dive into some implications. Okay, so this is going to be a desktop view of what a customer would typically see when they're looking at a product page. So for all of you alpha Chad bros out there, let's look at this Axe Phoenix deodorant. I couldn't help myself. And this changes all the time, but this is at least what we're seeing as of late March 2021. So pretty simple, right? You can kind of scan and see the title here. The images are going to be predominant here on the left. I can kind of go through and look at them here, or I could click on them to see it kind of zoomed out. You can kind of see that view. Then you're going to basically have some basic stats here, but then this is going to be basically the bullets. So the bulleted section there. This is from an app that I use, so you're not going to see that. You're going to see frequently bought together. You're going to start to see some ads come in here. And then you basically have like the A+ content that will come down below. And then sometimes you'll see the product description, sometimes you won't. And then just some technical information. Got a compare table of videos, and I got to scroll all the way down from my kind of FAQs and then ultimately my reviews. So the key sequencing here from 1 to 6 is going to be the title and images are going to show up first, then come the bullets, then come the bought together and the ads, then A+ content, and then description, although in some cases the description may not show up for a product page, and then it's going to finalize with reviews. Okay, so this exact same product we're now going to look at on the mobile app and the mobile desktop. And just pulling up the 5 key things here, there's an asterisk on this one, and that's because this mobile view tends to change a little bit. I've actually seen reviews higher up in some cases and in some categories. So it seems like Amazon does experiment with this. So you're definitely going to want to go into your actual product and see what the customer experience is. But as of the shooting of this video, the end of March 2021, the general approach now is that the title and images show up first. So very, very similar to what you would see in desktop, although the actual image ratio is different on mobile, which we'll get into when we look at the actual product. Then comes the bought together and the ads. So very different sequence there. Then the A+. So this is really important. So we kind of start out with images. If you're scrolling down, you go through bought together, then you have the A+ content that's there. So it's very image rich on mobile. You're not seeing any description, any bullets for this first, 60% of the listing. And then after that A+ section, it's going to then get into the bullets and or description if there is one, and then finally with reviews. But the key point is that the bullets are below the images in the A+, which is a very different experience than the desktop. So let's jump into my phone and you can kind of have a view on what this looks like for this particular product. Okay, so this is going to be that exact same product in the Amazon mobile app, which is really the data that you're seeing in that new report view, which is a mobile app. Key point here, look at that second image. You see how it fills up the full screen. So one key difference when you're on the mobile app is images will show up in a different aspect ratio, which we'll get to in a sec on how to optimize that. You kind of come down here from product images. That's going to have your A+ content, compare with other items. There's A+ there. Then there's actually the description and the bullets after the images. That's a really, really key point. Scroll down, a lot of the other similar stuff here. We've got some more recommendations, FAQs, and then similarly, there's the reviews at the bottom of the page. Now, if you look at that same product on the mobile browser, very, very similar to what we're seeing in the mobile app. If we scroll down there, you got the images title first, frequently bought together. We have the image gallery, and then it's going to jump into the A+ similarly. So again, the images in the A+ are showing up in this case before the bullets. Scrolling down, you're going to see the same setup as mobile. mobile, you've got FAQs and reviews at the bottom. So let's wrap this video up with the 5 things that you can do now that you're armed with this new mobile session data. The first thing you need to do is actually go into the report like we showed in the demo. It literally is going to take you 30 seconds. Expand that view and add those toggles so you actually see the desktop proportions and really just analyze that data product by product and start to see precisely the products that are getting much more views on the mobile app. It's going to depend on your category, your product, a lot of different things. Typically, your higher value, higher ticket items are going to be visited and analyzed and researched on desktop. Your more, quick nitty-gritty purchases that are maybe a lower dollar value or don't require a whole lot of thinking may occur on the app. But look at your catalog and see where you've got some centric activity around more mobile visits. The second thing that you're going to want to do is for those products that have a concentration of mobile heavy sessions is you should actually go into the actual Amazon mobile app, find your product and actually assess how the sequencing of a customer's perspective is going to be on mobile. How do the images look? What shows up first? How far down are the bullets? What does the A+ content look like? What do the reviews look like? Put on your customer hat and look and optimize for that experience for those mobile centric visits, and that's going to have a dramatic impact on your overall weighted performance of your product. As Amazon sellers, myself included, I probably look at my product pages 95% of the time on my laptop. That's when I'm doing work. That's when we're kind of building out stuff in Seller Central, but you're only getting half of the picture, or in some cases, maybe only 30-40% of the picture of what your actual customers see when you are neglecting to understand what that view looks like. The third thing is that you must prioritize your image ratio for mobile. Historically, it's been a best practice to have like a 1500 by 1500 pixel image, or 2000 by 2000, or 3000 by 3000, which is really just a squared image, which does look better typically on a desktop view from a customer perspective. But if you're getting 50, 60, maybe even 70% of your views on your product page coming from the mobile app, you should really optimize that experience. It can have a dramatic improvement on conversion rate. So the aspect ratio you want to use to hit that 0.8 is going to be 2000 by 2500 pixels. And if you remember that second image in the Axe mobile demo when we looked at that product, it filled up the entire screen without even having to click on the image. So those image-rich 2000 by 2500 pixels is something you should absolutely institute, especially if you've got those mobile app-centric session percentages that are showing up for particular ASINs. The next thing is to actually set up and optimize for A+, because typically, and this changes a little bit, Amazon's going to prioritize the A+ content before the bullets. So you want to make sure that you kind of keep that in mind as you're sequencing the customer journey and the purchase path on mobile. And then finally, because bullets are stuffed down at the bottom, there's a lot of implications for this. You may even want to consider keyword stuffing. I would argue that in this new world that's much more mobile app centric, especially for products that have a concentration around that, the bullets probably aren't going to get read. If you don't think they're going to get read, I think that you can get away with more keyword stuffing and having a little bit more of an SEO centric approach to a copywriting approach with that. I still think you've got to balance it. You can't be a robot, but I think you can now get away more so with an SEO centric bulleted section because it's highly unlikely that customers are going to actually see down that far. So that is all for this one, guys. Again, I hope you're finding this stuff valuable. I do this frankly because I find it fun. So hopefully you're getting value. If you are, again, hit subscribe. Would love to have you here as part of the Heist community where we drop value bombs every single Monday. Until the next one, check out this video that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you're going to like. Cheers.